do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the OndeckTV Podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on social media.
I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy. You back out in these streets, man, ain't you?
Yeah, I am.
Pandemic over. You got your shot?
No, Steve Novak.
You still Novak in it out here?
Absolutely. Novak City.
I almost went to the Braves game. Almost. It was 31,000 people there.
That sound about right.
Can't do it yet. Can't do it. Cannot do it yet, buddy.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to go to a football game this fall, though. I'm definitely trying to go. I'm trying to go to Vegas.
Of the Raiders?
Yeah.
You think tickets are going to be higher or cheaper?
Nigga, it don't matter, nigga. I got whatever we
That's not the question.
They probably gonna try to get back. Something gonna be high.
Everything gonna be high. They expecting people to go crazy when the world open back up. Retail stores, if you looking into retail stock and stuff like that, cruises, travel, they expecting it to be like comparing it to the roaring 20s is what they comparing it to.
Shit, I'm gonna try to eat off that shit then.
Facts.
Hey man, action-packed episode. We got answers to that TDE countdown. We're gonna talk about what that ended up being. We're gonna review J. Cole's new single and his documentary as well. And where are they now? Bringing that back. Haven't done that in a minute. One album wonders, not
That's
one hit wonders. Everybody's already done that. One album wonders. Who had a fire album and then fell off the planet musically? So that's gonna be fun. Some very interesting names on this list. But first, we've got more like super disturbing news in the Pop Smoke murder. Allegedly, his killer was a 15-year-old, and we now have a motive behind the killing. The 15-year-old and his associates wanted the iced out Rolex that he was wearing on Instagram. So it was, in fact, a robbery attempt. My question to you, hearing this news, are you surprised, or is this simply a sign of the times?
I think it's simply a sign of the times, man. You have Nipsey that was killed for calling someone a snitch. You go back, you had Dobie that was killed because of an altercation outside of a video shoot where he didn't give somebody access to the video shoot. And King Von killed after a fist fight. I think it's a sign of the times and the lack of value for young Black life. And I don't think that generally starts in the hip hop community. You can't blame it on rappers because you can turn on the news and you see George Floyd, you see Trayvon Martin, you see all of the different tragedies in that sense. So I don't think it's surprising at all to see the little 15-year-old say, yeah, man, I seen his watch on Instagram and I wanted it. And then we went in there and he wouldn't give it to me, so I killed it. Not even thinking of the repercussions, not even thinking of not only are you killing him, but you losing your life as well. I think that this is the lack of value that kids and that's shown for young Black lives. And I'm not surprised at all. What about you?
To be honest, I am still surprised. Even after the many examples that you named that are very similar to this, hearing stuff like this still surprised me. I think that's the tragic part of this whole situation, obviously, besides somebody dying. It's the young person that was responsible. Nobody was expecting the news to come out to say that this person, a fucking freshman in high school, was the nigga behind it. Like, what? Like, that's surprising to me. Somebody to still go to these lengths for a piece of jewelry that they ended up selling anyway. They got
$2,000.
They got $2,000 for the watch, bro. This is surprising to me that 4 niggas decided to go on a caper for one watch. That's nuts, bro.
And just for the one watch, though. I mean, they seen the rest of the jewelry and stuff on Instagram. Like, they wanted the Cuban link chain. They knew he had other shit. What's most surprising about it, though, when you say that? Like, what about it shocks you?
That people still go these far to these lengths for material items like one or two pieces of jewelry. That's surprising to me.
And that
it ends in somebody getting shot multiple times. Like they said he fought back. Pop Smoke fought. He was getting ready to give up the jewelry, then he fought back. Mm-hmm. And he was in the shower, so that's mad weird. Nigga, if I'm asked, hey, you catch me in the shower, you won. You got it. You got it. I'm not fighting you, ass nigga.
Definitely not fighting you in the shower, bro.
Now, I'm not winning that, bro. It's impossible. That's a tough W right there. So that's kind of fucked up. But he ended up fighting back. They shot him a couple of times, and bro, it's just it.
Kicked him when they shot him.
Yeah,
the testimony came out. That's where all this stuff came from this week. The testimony from the trial comes out.
Yeah, because so they put an informant in his cell who was mic'd up.
Obviously, I can't believe people still fall for this.
But you're acting shocked.
That's the surprising part to me, that a nigga go to jail and be like, yeah, man, nigga, I did. That's nuts.
You get comfortable, bro. You get bored. You got to talk to somebody. Niggas can't hold water, bro.
And niggas do got a lot of stories in jail, boy.
So it's fucked up that his life ultimately cost $2,000. That's what it comes down to, bro. Split between 4 people, and how they got caught was the surveillance cameras. See, that's what's surprising. It's 2020, 2021, whatever. Nigga, you in the hills or wherever the expensive ass houses are, nigga, these all smart homes and shit call you by your name when you walk through the fucking door. There's cameras everywhere, bro.
But you're not going into that. They from out there. They not going into that thinking they gonna get caught. And this probably wasn't their first caper. Like this wasn't the first time they ran in a nigga house, so they thinking they gonna get away with this. This Pop Smoke, he was dumb enough to leave his address, and please, I don't mean no offense by it, but they thinking this is the robbers. They, oh man, he left his address on IG, and of course we're gonna run up in there. He in LA. They thinking that this is like boom, boom, bam. But I don't think what you saying it for $2,000, and that's how they looking at it. They thought it was gonna be a much bigger caper than that. They thought they were gonna be coming away with a lot more stuff. In my opinion, that's why it's not surprising to me. That's how this shit go in the hood. That's why it's more niggas locked up in America than any other country in the world. And
they found them by the license plate that the nigga was driving. The nigga was driving the car that he had been pulled over in. The car was in his name, bro.
It was a 22-year-old with him, a 15-year-old, like him, a 17-year-old. These were kids.
Young niggas. That's 18, 17,
22.
Crazy.
These were kids. But it's not surprising, though, man. That's not a surprising thing. Like, you see that and like, yeah, it makes sense. All right, moving on to a lighter note, man. This week, your man's Jermaine Cole came out with brand new material. Documentary always accompanied his new music. The interlude was the single that dropped, and the album is called what? The Comeback?
Off season.
Mm-hmm. I did that just to fuck with the J. Cole fans. But yeah, the off season, he dropped all of the material over the weekend. How did you feel about the doc that dropped, and what did you think about the interlude?
Man, first of all, I'm loving his rollout. I'm gonna come clean. I thought the single was nice. Even though it's an interlude, he rapped for less than a minute. Let's not get too excited. But I thought it was nice. I'm interested to see where it fit in the project. I'm cool with that. The documentary, though, I was more excited to see what that was hitting on than I was necessarily hearing one song. I'd rather hear the whole project. I thought the documentary was fire, though. It was called Applying Pressure. The off-season documentary is about 10, 12 minutes long. And I like how he talked about where he was when he first started and what made him turn up the rap game shit. And also kind of what made him rethink how he was going about things after he had got on and got too comfortable. So I respected both of those. I love seeing older footage. I like the footage from 2016. I love when people pull out the archive joints. It's just them in their element. I thought it was – I love his explanation for the title off season when he was talking to 21 Savage. I'm here for it. And I like the basketball rollout shit, man. This nigga's actually finna go play ball in Africa literally in like the next couple of days, living out his dream, you know, whatever. It ain't got to be the NBA, man. Just hoop professionally. That's cool. I'm here for it, bro. Like, he cooking right now. I give it to
him. I love Jermaine Cole, man. He's one of my favorite artists. I feel like I've seen this before, though. I feel like this hasn't changed since 2014, Forest Hills Drive. I've seen the story of going back to a place to get back in a mode to put out material. Like, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that at all. I did appreciate those 15 minutes. I appreciate the interlude as always when he puts out material. But I could see where a person that's not a fan of Jermaine Cole be like, man, this is why they say he put out sleep music, because over the last 7 or 8 years, this has been the formula. It works, and it's why he can do the Dollar in a Dream tour. It 1,000,000% works. But I could see someone criticizing it. My question, though, as a Jermaine Cole fan and seeing this and hearing what he said, is I don't believe him. I don't believe that he wants to play basketball bad enough. Like, I'll put it another way. I don't think that he's as good a rapper as he thinks he is to go play basketball in Africa. Like, Hove has shown the longevity and the shelf life for rappers now. So you at 35 to go be like, I can go play basketball in Africa. No, bro, you ain't did enough in your field. I just don't feel like that he's there yet. Like, you ain't that cold yet, bro.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. After this album is his last, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, and that to me, if what he was saying in that documentary is true about being the best rapper and tapping into this place, like, you're a rapper, bro. You're not a basketball player. That's done, dude. You 30. It's a wrap. So you telling me I'm giving it up and you're going to play basketball? Like, I don't see how that it don't make sense to me.
Well, let's be clear, he's only playing for a couple of days over there, if I'm not mistaken. It's a couple of days. I don't know if it's a tournament.
Oh, I thought he was going to like join a league.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a couple of days, like a week or something. I have no idea. But it'll be interesting to see. It's smart on their part to bring attention to their squad. And it's a nice PR move. I wish my Pistons would have signed him. That's how sorry we are. Let's get some PR on us. I would have much rather seen that. But he's looking at it like this is all part of the rollout. Let's be clear. It's not a coincidence that he's playing basketball the same week that his album comes out, dude.
Okay. I'm all encompassing it, though. And I guess I'm speaking more to the point that you made of this is going to be his last album. I don't think that J. Cole...
The next one.
It shouldn't be in the next 2 albums. I don't think that he's in a place where he can be like, man, I'm wrapping it up.
He started a family, bro. He started a family.
Oh, like Jay-Z started a family? Like, I don't... Like, that's not an excuse, bro. And I'm not saying that he has to come service us as fans, but... from what he's speaking of in this documentary about where he wants to be looked at, and from what I've heard him say about how he wants to be viewed as a rapper, I don't think hanging it up in the next 2 albums that he's accomplished that. I don't think that he's nice, but he ain't that nice.
Nah, let's not do that.
Well, do what?
If these 2 projects,
he ain't retirement nice, my nigga.
If these 2 projects are on par with the better half of his career, he's in the top 10 in a lot of people's books.
J. Cole shouldn't be talking about retiring, in my opinion. I mean, like, he ain't even 40 years old, dude.
And he's setting up the Dreamville shit too, though. Like, he doing all right, bro. He doing what he need to do.
I'm not
he's
saying
telling his own story, bro. Like this I'm gonna tell you what this is.
So
this is a season of television written with an ending in mind versus a season of the last.
That's
season
lazy
of a show.
to me. That's the same thing I criticize Nas for it. Like, all this time, like, you one of the best rappers, but all this time you acting like you don't want to be a rapper. Then why did you start rapping, dude? Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't have to come out and play this whole thing out like you're retiring and shit, 2 albums, I'm going to start a family. Like, it's shown now that you can rap for a long time, even if that means 5-6 years in between albums. But don't pull this I'm retiring in the next 2 years thing on us, because we know that's not, like, he gonna put other music out of other albums. It's not gonna be true.
He's got a lot of shit.
And even if it is true, then he robbed us as fans. So to me, it's a lose-lose playing that card right now.
He got the media company, he got the festival.
Bro, he's a rapper, dude. I don't care about
you trying to put him in the box.
No, I'm putting him in the box and he's great. It's like me saying, oh, Kobe Bryant's a basketball player. Yeah, one of the greatest basketball players ever. J. Cole is one of the greatest rappers ever, but he ain't one of the ones to be like, I'm going to retire right now and still be considered that. I don't think that.
I like when people put specific and measured effort into their projects to where they have a story, a beginning, middle, and an end, similar to TV. I don't want this season to be the last season, nigga, because they just didn't renegotiate. And now all of a sudden, nigga, the last episode don't even make sense as the last fucking episode. I hate that. Give me a real last series finale, dude. And if that's what this next Cole is, then so be it. He had a Hall of Fame career, dude.
Nah, I disagree. You can't put a cap on that. You can't end that like a TV series. Like,
so you didn't like the documentary?
Like, that would be like Jay-Z saying, yeah, the Black Album is my last album. Like, I feel like that we've seen that retirement role before. You don't even have to say that anymore because we know you're going to keep making music. Or, like I said, the flip side of it is if you do stop making music and you've robbed us as fans and yourself as an artist to your true potential. Jay-Z has put out some of his best work at 50. He's 51 still murdering. You think J. Cole can't do that? And for him to say 20 years prior to that age, I'm going to hang it up. Like, bro, relax.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Seasons change, man. Who knows how he'll feel this time next year? We'll see. I'm looking forward to this album, though. I will say that, though.
Facts.
I've got high hope because I like the 2-piece that he dropped last. I thought that was
everything's been hitting. Like, don't get it wrong. Don't think that I'm criticizing anything in his career. Like, he ain't missed since 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
That's cap. That's cap.
In my opinion, he's not missed since then.
Nah, that's cap. That fold clothes album. That shit.
You called that For Your Eyes Only. You said you didn't like that. That's pretty good. I mean, it ain't bad. It's right in line with everything else.
No, it's fuck.
The tempo, the mode, the tone, and stuff he's talking about. Like, what were you expecting?
Folding clothes, bro? No.
And that last song banging on there too.
The last song is fire on there.
Thanks.
That's it. Next, the TDE countdown that Punch teased last week ended up being Kendrick Lamar's No, it wasn't Kendrick Lamar. It wasn't Schoolboy Q. It wasn't J-Rock. It was Isaiah Rashad. It was his long-awaited single. It was called Lay With You, pause, featuring Duke Deuce from QC.
You got to put the pause after Duke Deuce because Lay With You is just Lay With You is cool, but then you add featuring Duke Deuce, then you got pause.
That's true. That's fair enough. Featuring Duke Deuce. His new album is coming in June. I believe it's called The House is Burning. Who cares? Let me ask you, were you in or you out on this Isaiah Rashad single and album?
You're the biggest Isaiah Rashad hater in the world. I just want to get that out there. There's a dope beat on this song. I like what him and Deuce did. I'm not here for it. I'm sure this is I'm not his demo at all. I want to preference it by saying that. So no, I'm not looking forward to Isaiah Rashad's album. And I was disappointed that they did a countdown for Isaiah Rashad. Not knocking the young man. He's a good artist for what he does. Yeah, you're a hater.
Y'all gotta stop sugarcoating this shit, dude.
He's a good artist, dude. He wouldn't be on TV. Everybody on TV, like you. Do you think Ab Soul is a good artist? I'll start there.
I think he's a good rapper.
You don't think he's a good artist? I'm asking.
I don't listen to his
album. Can he make good
music?
music? Okay.
Yeah, his music don't hit me like that. But
I think Ab Soul I think that Isaiah Rashad makes good music. He's a good artist. He's earned his roster spot on TDE. I do think that. I don't think that he's earned a countdown, though. And this makes me question what's going on at TDE because it's been a long time since we've heard a major drop from there, not counting SZA. I'm talking about rap. Right. And I feel like with a 4-man rotation like you have of Ab Soul, Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, and J-Rock, that you're not going to give me a countdown for Isaiah Rashad, bro. Like, that ain't fair to me as a fan, similar to the J. Cole shit. That's not fair, bro. So it makes me question what Punch them have got going on. If is there trouble in paradise? This is when we start to speculate as fans and you see on the blogs, okay, like, what's going on? Why haven't Kendrick Lamar came out in the last 3-4 years? Where is Schoolboy Q? Like, is it beef? So that's when people start speculating. That's what my issue is with doing a countdown for Isaiah Rashad.
Listen, I'm not in on this. The pump fake was super mean. I get it though.
Isaiah Rashad.
He's got a fan base, I think. I'm not really sure. I thought the song was trash. I thought the beat was hard. The beat was hard. I don't see it. I don't get it. But I'm not going to keep beating that dead horse because I saw he also was on the cover of Fader. And I actually read the article or most of it. And he's got an interesting story. There's been a specific reason that he's been out of the limelight for so long. He was struggling with alcoholism. And, like, I'm talking about, like, they had to, like, kick him out the studio. And, like, he had to go back home and live with his folks. Like, it was a deep – he lost a lot of money. Like, he was broke. Like, so I respect his story and him having to hit rock bottom and then bouncing back from that. So I am rooting for him 1,000%. I hope the album is fire to those who are fans, and I hope it does crazy numbers. I'm rooting for him as a person. I just can't get with, the elephant in the room, which is Kendrick Lamar is on a milk carton right now, and I'm hoping he's alive somewhere in somebody's studio putting the finishing touches on an album to drop here in the next 8 weeks or so. Because I don't understand what they got going on, bro. Like this whole we don't rap, roll out, nigga, drop it once every 7 years shit that TDE got going on is frustrating, dude. Like, where's this Kendrick album that they said kind of got rock influences and where's this shit at, bro? Like, you know
at
what
at the very least, where's J-Rock? Like, at the very least, where's Schoolboy Q? At the very least, where's Ab Soul? Man. Like, where is something in that field?
Them niggas drop once every 29 months, dude. It's just
let me ask you a question then. What if Kendrick Lamar said this was his last album, or Drake? Would you be okay? That's cool.
I'd be disappointed. Of course, as a fan, I'm selfish. Of course, I'd be disappointed. I want these niggas to rap for as long as they're good at it.
But so, because J. Cole tells a story and he has a beginning, middle, and end, you're okay with that.
I ain't got no choice but to be
as long as it ain't abrupt. You all right with it?
Yes, if he's writing with a purpose, with that in mind, I'm here to see how the story unfolds. That's all I'm saying.
Then say that. Like, he should say that. Then. This part of my career I'm done with. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. But that retirement stick I don't like, because I wouldn't like it if Kendrick Lamar. And if this nigga came out with this next album and like, hey man, this is my last album, I would be pissed. Same thing with Drake. And I'm not that even big of a Drake fan. It's just that what they offer to the culture and what we've seen the previous generation do with Nas and shit, Pusha T and Jay-Z. Like, these niggas, 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, like, these niggas are still making great music. Man, they late 40s.
Listen, spoiler alert, Kendrick has already retired, bro. He's out.
Maybe. It seems like it. I was defending it, but now you can't no more.
He got 3 more months, and I'm dead ass gonna think he just stopped. I'm gonna think he done, bro.
Maybe. I don't think you're gonna get no Kendrick album in the next 3 months, though. Didn't you win this Coachella?
Oh, Coachella got this next year.
Well, he's scheduled to appear somewhere, though, right?
Yeah, July. But here's the thing, though. I mean, excuse me, late June. Those festivals are overseas, though. I thought they was here domestically. So he might play some old shit for them.
Yeah, he ain't doing no new album overseas.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So that's some bullshit.
Oh, so it ain't gonna be for July then.
Man, listen, we ain't never.
All right, next we have, before we get to the topic of the one album wonders, brought to you exclusively by the OndeckTV Podcast, feature prices post-COVID, since people getting back out in these streets, features are able to be done. I want to read a couple prices to you, man. The Baby verse is going to run you. Well, actually, we'll get into that in a second. My question to you, looking at this list, we'll go over the prices here in a second for the people that were on it. You think these people are overpriced? You think this is right on par? Give me what stood out to you.
Man, some of these prices, people trying to get back from this quarantine, these features, this explains a lot, though. And we're going to go through a couple of these prices that they're saying is what's going to cost you to get a feature. If this is what people are charging for features, I see how Moneybagg Yo and the Baby talk about how much money they made in the pandemic, because they were still featured on shit. This would explain it. The Baby asking for $300,000 for a verse is fucking bananas.
No way he recycling that same verse and getting $300,000 every time, man. Like the same shit. No way he doing that and getting $300,000.
This shit, that $300,000 for a feature verse, I don't even know if a feature verse is worth that much nowadays in 2021, bro. When you could just put your album on SoundCloud and just get in the algorithm, nigga, and bubble up, dude. Or there's other creative ways to get your music out, which we'll talk about a little bit later on the show. But scrounging up 300 bands, nigga, come on, man. What y'all trying to get niggas PPP loans, dude? Like, stop, bro. 300,000 is nuts. It's nuts.
Who's paying the Baby $300,000 for a verse, though?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Who? Fucking Katy Perry? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift?
I just can't see it, dude. I don't understand. And I guess the label pays these. And I know it don't come right out the artist's pocket.
Man, it might be about their budget, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I'm putting the Baby on my album, that's $300,000? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, bro. There's a couple.
Absolutely not.
The Lil Baby verse is $100,000.
That's worth it.
Is it?
Easy. Twice on Sunday. Give me 2 of them. Khaled paid him $100,000.
Ain't no fucking way.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Come on with that. You don't think Khaled had to wire that $100,000 over? He got 3 verses. They probably sold him 3 for 1.
He might have got 100 for them 3.
They probably sold him 3 for 1. It's pandemic. We can run it.
Yeah.
Go on and send 100,000. I ain't sending the baby. The baby was on there. He probably got hit 150. It's probably a starting point. Now Polo G going for 85 racks.
It's cap.
He had Billboard chart #1 artist.
I fuck with Polo G too. I fuck with Polo G. I think he's talented. He actually said he just did a feature for 150.
Quit capping.
He said it in this fucking article, dude.
He said what?
He just did one for 150, but he said he's charging about 85.
No, I'm saying you were trying to give him all that praise to shit on.
I fuck with him though.
You don't think he worth 85?
No. What? To who? Why, bro? Why am I dropping 85 bands for a feature from Polo G? No disrespect.
He had the #1 song in America last week.
What's the name of it then?
Superstar.
No, it's not.
Rap star. Trap star. Something star. One of those stars, nigga.
Just because you call yourself a rap star don't mean you can charge 80. Listen, I'm a podcast star. If you want me on your podcast, it's going to cost you 85 bands. That doesn't work like that, dude.
It's in the invoice. That's how it works. That's how it works. You name your price 10 times.
No.
The craziest thing on here is easily Nicki Minaj for 500,000. But weirdly, it may be worth it. It may be worth it.
Maybe.
Like if you get a Nicki Minaj verse in 2021 and she ain't dry, like if Nicki Minaj was on your song this Friday, you eat.
I need a video.
You're gonna get a buzz, huh?
I need a video too. You got to be at the video.
Yeah, 500,000. I need everything.
I need all of that.
Come on with it, buddy. You got to post it on your page. I need you to slick change the avatar. Like, shit, I definitely need you to make me a thumbnail. All that come for the 500,000. All of that.
Deal?
Man. But I mean, it's Nicki Minaj.
No, that's true. And if I'm independent, let's just say I'm independent. I just got done. I got a nice little budget from what came from wherever, and I got a banger. I'm talking about this motherfucker is banging. All I need is that female energy on there. Do I go Nicki for 500? But I could just give Meg 100.
It ain't gonna be the same because there's so many. Like it's a lot of Meg verses out here. Like she has done so much. She said she got to take a break.
That's true.
The Nicki shit gonna be more exclusive.
That's true.
And I'm not giving Meg 100,000 for a verse.
I give her 100 before I give Nicki 5.
Negative.
I give Cardi 100 too.
You ain't getting Cardi for no 100 at all. That ain't happening. She probably won about 450.
Oh my God.
A Cardi B verse got to range from anywhere from 3 to 450.
My mixtape coming soon, man. Fuck that.
3 to 450. What you charging for a verse?
For right now, it's for the low right now. I only need 5 bands for a verse.
Oh my God. 2 Chainz charges 100,000. 2 Chainz start moving right on. 2 Chainz charges 100,000 worth every penny of it.
That's why you don't hear him that much lately.
That's not true.
That's why you don't hear him much. I know. He be on Griselda. She was on Benny shit, and he was on Conway, and they didn't pay 100,000 for neither one of them verses. I guarantee you. Guarantee you.
That's probably a swap. They'll probably swap because Benny probably want 100,000 too, so they just swapped it out. Benny don't want 100,000 for a verse. Y'all in the group chat was trying to go crazy on me because I told y'all New York rap was dead, and you're telling me this nigga can't get 100,000 for a verse?
Absolutely not.
Oh, they ain't popping it. Y'all telling me this is the #1 group in America.
This nigga's ill.
Polo G getting 75. If I'm Benny, I want 1 million. What is she talking about?
Speaking of popping, guys, at one point was popping. We got a very interesting topic today, man. We're going to jump back in the time machine. We're going to talk one album wonders, all right? Not one hit wonders. We know them. Those have been covered 1,000 times. What artist had one album that was fire, and then after that, it was either all duds or they just disappeared and fell off the face of the earth? Very interesting topic. We got a list of a couple of names here. We're going to talk about kind of what didn't work, what album, of course, was the fire project and what we liked on it, and shit, what happened to him if we have those answers as well. When you think one album wonder, what's an artist that comes to mind off top?
Off the top of my head is easily Young Dro for me because I like that first album so much. That first album, it don't really hold up today. I will say. No, it ain't great. It ain't great today. Not as good as I thought it was back then.
Yeah.
Back then, I used to think you can just straight through to that Young Dro.
Yeah.
But now, that's probably one of the biggest one that jumps out to me. Because after that, he had hits, but it was never another album that I can recall that was dope. What about you?
Dro, Best Thing Smoking. That album was tough. And real quick, if I had to go song on there, I'd say Hear Me Cry. Fire, nigga. That's that shit. I also like We Lied too, though. That's my shit on there too. I like this album, actually.
They don't really know about Dro. The first song on there, bam, and then Man in the Trunk, Shoulder Lean, of course.
Yeah.
Like this was
100 Yard Dash.
Yeah, this was a banging album. My Girl with T.I.
Bang.
100 Yard Dash with Ecstasy. Shout out your girl Bowler.
Shout out Bowler. Yeah. See, this is the thing with Dro, and T.I. has said this on a number of occasions, and Dro here might even admit this on a number of occasions. Man, he had 1 foot in and 1 foot wherever else. He wasn't really stunned this rap shit. This album came out in 2006. His next album didn't come out till 2013.
Damn.
That's where Dro head was at.
I guess he was eating off features, and this album was gold. This is a gold-selling album. So, how long can you live off one good album?
I don't know.
Is it the rest of your life?
Major label.
Is it the rest of your life?
It can't be.
They said one good song you could eat the rest of your life off of.
I'm hitting the studio tomorrow.
Well, you can't make one good song.
Fuck that. I got to try. I'm going to make 100, nigga. I just need one.
That is true. I guess that's why so many rappers rap. Give me an album that you had. What do you think was his downfall? Being 1 foot in and 1 foot out?
Yeah, just being lazy. Being lazy.
Could it have worked anywhere else? Like if it wasn't T.I., do you think it could have worked somewhere else?
No, it might have been worse.
Because him and T.I. were cool.
But here's the thing, though. Maybe they was too cool. Maybe he was lax around him. Did T.I. hold his feet to the fire? Like, Dro, what are you doing, fam? Like, or was it like we too cool, we too homey, and nigga just fell off?
Well, let T.I. tell that he did hold his feet to the fire. That was probably sort of the tension that made Dro kind of push away. What I've heard before too. So,
ain't that a bitch? When I hear One Album Wonder, shout out to Jay, FSP. He gonna love this shit. I think Shine off top. Shine was billed from Bad Boy as the next big thing out of New York, like everybody that comes out of New York is billed as the next big thing. But Shine was hot when he came out. He had the swag, he had the Biggie comparisons until you really listen to him a little bit more. Than that, those kind of died away pretty quick. But his first album, self-titled, that shit was fire though. Like it had some heat on there. He had the Big Dog single with Barrington Levy that gave you that island vibe, which is originally where he's from. That shit was kind of dope. But I like this album. Of course, we know what happened to Shine, and ain't no question of what happened to Shine. No, we know the club, Puff, J-Lo. He got 10. Puff got a slap on the wrist, nigga. The rest is history. He's now a politician. Shout out to him in his home country. But yeah, I fuck with this. This first Shine was dope. His second album came out and was like him rapping through a fucking jail pen or something. It's garbage.
Godfather Buried Alive.
Trash. First album is fire though. And if I had to go to a song, I got to go The Life. That shit went hard.
Shout out Shampoo. That little skit before that was killing too. I like the intro. I remember the intro from that the speech, not even really just a song. That Dear America, that whole thing right there. He bodied that. And you're right, Shine had a really big buzz when he first came out, but Puff can do that for your career. Like you said, you've seen the same thing with Black Rob and Craig Mack and Biggie when he was alive. But Shine definitely was able to rap, keeping it real, went wrong in the club, like you said. I would have loved to have seen how his career played out. Because even if I'm not mistaken, when he left, was this 2000? Yep. He went to jail in what year? You remember?
Yeah, about 2001.
Then this was like after that. How long was it? Was it Ja Rule that got hot in New York after him?
He was hot before that. He was hot 98.
Was it
99.
DMX? It was DMX. So DMX was like right during that time. So Shine would have been the nigga had he stayed out of jail, but then went to jail and Jay, this was right before Jay just took off.
Yeah.
Blueprint.
Yeah.
But if I had to do the song, I would definitely do the Dear America and the song after that, What You Gonna Do. I love the tempo and how he was ripping it. Like his whole demeanor of how he carried his album was fantastic. I fuck with that Shine heavy.
Yeah. What's another one, man? Because there's several out here. Don't sleep.
Another one for me, and this on this list that really jumped out, and the second album did come out. It was titled the same, Part 2, and that's that Hunger for More, that Lloyd Banks. Man, you're talking about a nigga who birthed some of these punchline rappers and doesn't get the proper respect. G-Unit rapper Lloyd Banks, man. I used to fucking bang this Hunger for More album all the time. It's when G-Unit was in they run, and they couldn't miss at all. And if I had to go to my favorite song on there, man, that Karma and that Till the End. I still listen to the end on, I got that on several playlists on Spotify right now. That Till the End is banging. I don't know if Lloyd Banks is going to get the respect that he deserves. And to circle back to a conversation we were having about J. Cole, this is the type of nigga that retires. Like he did what he gonna like. No, and this ain't even no shade though. Like, okay, I get it, bro. You retiring, you're not making music no more, Lloyd Banks. I get it, man. Congratulations to you. You had a nice career. Go be with your family. I get that. I don't get a nigga like J. Cole saying.
Yeah. So now this album was fire. Let's be clear. G-Unit was back to back to back. They were on a roll. They were the hottest group in the country, in the world. This shit lived up to it. I had the special edition joint that came with the DVD. Nigga, I thought this album was fire. And like you said, Banks was dope. He had the voice, you know what I'm saying? The deep, gravelly voice with the bars. If I had to fuck with a couple joints on here, that Work Magic with Young Buck is hard. That Till the End with Nate Dogg. God damn, that shit.
I love that song at Till the End.
Woo, that shit is hard. This album was tough. He did follow up one on G-Unit, but it was too late. He had that Rotten Apple. That came out after this, and then Hunger for More 2 came out, and by then nobody really gave a shit. Like, it was a wrap. But look, real low-key, though, Lloyd Banks got a couple mixtapes, though. That's actually not that bad. Shout out to that V6. My boy Durr put me on.
I don't believe that.
He got a couple of mixtapes, and he's more of a mixtape rapper. Let's keep it a stack. He's more of a mixtape guy. He's not really an album guy. 50 helped him with a lot of this, I'm sure. But outside of that, and he didn't really like rapping either, though, man. Like 50 tells that story all the time. Like, bro, I tried to tell this nigga, bro, get on Instagram, tell your life. He didn't want to do it. It's like, all right.
Well, I don't think that he didn't like rapping. He didn't like doing the stuff that's associated with rapping.
Being like, a rapper.
Yeah, he didn't like being a rapper. Like, he liked the actual doing it, but not the. What's another album that you have, like a one album wonder?
Man, we're going to go back to Bad Boy. Shouldn't be surprising if for those who believe in the Bad Boy curse. I've got Mace Harlem World.
Get out of here, bro. You got that double up fucked up.
Double up?
Yes. 2 strong albums. 2 really strong albums. Mace had a long, solid career.
No, he didn't.
No. For a Bad Boy artist, 2 albums is a lot. That's a lifetime.
Listen, for a Bad Boy artist, 2 albums is really like 6. That's a
man. That's a lifetime.
But Harlem World is barbecuing that double up. Like, let's be clear, dude.
Let's not act like double up didn't happen, though.
There's some small.
And relatively in a tight window, too. I don't think Mace should be on this list. Mace has had a very long hip-hop career. He haven't came back with an album. The I'm Back album, wasn't that the name of it?
Well, Welcome Back.
Yeah, Welcome Back.
That shit was trash, dude. What are you talking about? I might listen to that shit.
I'm not saying they wasn't trash. I'm just saying all of his albums have been highly, like, there's been buzz around them. Like, everybody else on this list, they fell off. Like, it wasn't no, like, it was like, oh, and he had another album? Damn, what was the name of that? You putting me on. People was looking for that double up and that Welcome Back. You bought that Welcome Back. Tell me.
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, you did, bro.
No.
Stop. You was Mace's #1 fan when he signed the G-Unit. Every verse you was saying he ripped.
No.
Stop. I wish we could do phone a friend on here, dude. I called J-Hove up and he would definitely, you was,
nigga.
What was you said he ripped the lean back verse, the welcome back when he first came back. You was on all of that. Tell me you wasn't.
No, he might have ripped that shit, but the welcome back wasn't on 50. That was still Bad Boy.
Yeah, but I mean, but he was fucking with 50 though.
Yeah, tough. He was.
Yeah.
He had no choice.
Puff wouldn't let that go. That's just a Puff thing. He was really with G Unit, but Puff was like, y'all got me fucked up. But I don't give a fuck where that nigga been. I still want my albums.
That Harlem World is fire. Of course, 24 Hours to Live is probably the hardest song on there. But Mace was supposed to be a star though, and he was hot. He was hot, but he wasn't a star. Yeah,
he was. He was supposed to be next after Big. Like he was supposed to carry the mantle, but I mean, I blame it on him. I don't have any sympathy for Mace. I guess it's since I'm such a big Diplomats and Cam fan. I was like, man, my nigga, you left, dude. Like you had the world by the fucking balls, and I understand that there was extenuating circumstances with his family and the different things that happened. I get it. But I mean, hey, man, that's what part of being an entertainer and a rapper is, dude. Like, you got to take the punches, man. That's what life's about.
Well, you got another one?
One of the preachers nuts, though.
Yeah, that's wild.
Nuts to me. That's nuts to me, bro. That's crazy.
Macy ran to Atlanta.
My next one would be Rocco's Self-Made, man. Rocco went on like Dro to have other hits, but this album, this was when I feel like that he was really in a good mode, a good space. He represented something different. As an MC from the South, it wasn't necessarily like Jeezy or Gucci, man, but it was still respectable, what he was doing. And I fuck with that Self-Made album, man, and Hustle Forward definitely still gets played in the rotation as far as one of my favorite songs, one of my real mixes or whatever it may be, as far as adding that to a playlist. I fuck with Rocco. I always liked how he positioned himself in the game. I liked how he was able to turn that Future situation into a bag. And he's always like carried himself in a way that I respect. So Rocco is definitely one for me.
Yeah, this was the time where you saw a lot of artists from the A come out, like this 06, 07, 08, like Young Jock, Gorilla Zoe,
Shawty Low, rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
Home Crusher.
That's when all of this was happening right now. And this is Rocco's only album, 2008, dude. It's the only one he put out. He did, I think, a mixtape or 2 or 3 after.
He had a whole mixtape series. Don't do that.
Well, I didn't, bro. I wasn't checking for that shit.
That shit was, he had a hit on there, nigga.
Yeah. You don't even know. That was banging.
Actually, it was a couple hits, though. He had another one. I can't even.
We get out of hand now. We get a little out of hand. Saying a couple. It's a little too much.
That Gift of Gab series was banging.
Yeah, the mixtape. He had the Gift of Gab, Wordplay, Gift of Gab 2. All that's cool. He had a couple songs, no doubt. But album, the nigga had one album. And his second album was supposed to come out on Def Jam, but that never happened when he left. So he started A1, Discover Future, and the rest is well, I don't know about Discover Future, but put him out, distributed him, and the rest is history on that. We ain't seen him since, bro. I don't know where he been at.
He invested in Future's career. That's all he needed.
Yeah, true.
Like, he won that lawsuit, right, as far as being credited for, I guess, his managerial dues, and I think he's just been chilling ever since.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
He's listed Rocco's album, Future's Hendrix, Evol, DS2, Honest, Pluto, they're all under A1. And we ain't seen Future and Rocco in a picture, nigga, in 10 years.
That's fantastic, man. I love it, man. I love good business, man. Love good business. I love it.
I got a sleeper, dude.
What you got?
We're going to Cleveland, Ohio. We don't go to Cleveland much, but shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to
Solid, man.
Ray Cash. That nigga first album is banging. Cash on Delivery. Complete and Utter Flames. I remember the video, I'm a Pimp in My Own Mind. Somebody was on that too. Scarface?
I thought Pusha T was on his album too.
I forgot. Somebody was on that song.
Yeah, that was Scarface though.
Oh, excuse me. No, I'm sorry. The song, The Pimp in My Own Mind was a solo drum, but they had that bump of my music with Scarface. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. This album was tough. I was shocked at how solid it was. One of my favorite songs on here is Fuck America. Super banging. Like, Ray Cash could rap. I don't know what happened to dude. Like, this was 06. I have literally no idea what happened to him. I just Googled him. He is on Twitter. He just tweeted like 3 days ago.
What did he tweet? What did Ray Cash tweet?
He said, I pray you get everything you work and sacrifice for. That was his last tweet.
Appreciate that, Ray Cash. You too.
I respect that. And he's got a contact information. We might have to hit him up because I need to know what happened.
This was like literally his last. Nah, he had other
grand opening, grand closing.
For me, it was that Better Way with Benny Siegel.
Ooh.
This was Beans was in his bag. That was a great song.
I forgot about that.
I don't know what happened to. I don't know if this style didn't get enough. Like you said, it's mysterious how his career just never really was able to take off. Especially out putting out this solid piece of work. I think he could have been. Well, I don't know if he could have been. He wasn't a rap star either, though.
That's true.
Like that it was real tricky for the Midwest people to catch on if you weren't Nelly. Like if you weren't that type of superstar, it was tricky for like the gritty, grimy like Midwest dude because you had so many Chingies and Nellies and the Saint Lunatics. Like that was a different thing when you see a nigga like Ray Cass is spitting real shit. And you're like, nah. I think it was hard for them to sell from a label standpoint. So you probably had all type of politics for him to get back out.
And the only thing you knew from Cleveland was Bone, and he don't sound shit like
Bone. He don't sound shit like Bone. That whole Midwest thing is tricky, man. Like if you ain't like Chicago fast rapping, like it's tricky. That's why I commend, like I had come around on Freddie Gibbs, because like for him to have taken it where he's taking it being from Indiana, that's a nice feat right there.
And then before I forget on that Rocco, I fuck with that old school, and I fuck with that She Can Get It with Dre. I thought that shit was banging like a motherfucker.
With Drake?
Dre.
Oh,
Cool and Dre. That shit was banging. And that Snakes too. I fuck with that. That whole project was tough, man. I don't know when last time y'all ran back at Self-Made, but that Self-Made was nice though.
That Rocco was strong.
You got one more?
That was it, wasn't it?
Nah.
All worth talking about. Oh, the Young Guns.
That's banging.
The Young Guns' first album was banging, and they fell victim to that Rockefeller split up. I feel like that Chris could have been a much bigger artist had he not wasted time in this group, but he was dedicated to his homeboy. And this album is banging as far as that. I was a really big Young Guns fan, a really big Young Chris fan. And I'm trying to find that song.
Several. It's several. You want to go to the song with Jay, Never Take Me Alive? Nigga, you want to go with the Tough Love joint where it's
the Tough Love. Yeah, the Tough Love was my shit. The Tough Love, the Grown Man, that North of Death is what I was looking for. That's my shit. That North of Death with it's a Chris solo. I was a big Young Chris fan, so that was fire. And it's interesting to see, like, it ain't a lot of groups no more. Like, you don't really get groups and this type of promo. This was probably like the last of that. Since this didn't work, you haven't really seen it since then.
Yeah, it's quiet. I mean, you had clips through this time.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have groups. You don't have a 2-man group now. You don't push that no more. Like, everybody pushes the solo act.
That's true, for the most part.
Yeah.
This album did well too. 421,000 first week. Like, it did numbers. And this, I cannot stress how bad the second album is, though. I can't stress it.
It's a grab.
So some slaw. Y'all make sure y'all check out Patreon too, because we reviewed that first Young Guns album not too long ago, man. Y'all check that out. And there's one
The second one is really, really bad. And it was because, like you said, the Rockefeller breakup, they just didn't have good direction on that. But this first one is a really good. When they was in a state property bag, they was in that whole, like what we were just saying about Ray Cash and that right there that wouldn't stick in the Midwest. It was a Philly thing, like a whole state property swag and what they were about and like their toughness or whatnot, for lack of a better word. Yeah. That was what picked up on his first album.
And there's one more that you tried to keep it moving on, act like you didn't see.
What was that?
And you got my boy Maurice Benjamin Richards, a.k.a. Rich Boy, fucked completely up.
Yeah.
This Rich Boy album, listen, everybody has their one person that they thought was going to be a star in music, and you were 1,000% wrong about it for one reason or another. This is mine. I thought Rich Boy was next.
That was your boy.
You couldn't tell me this. He had everything lined up for him, bro. He had everything lined up. He had an in-house producer with Polo the Don, who was a savage on the beats. He had an untapped area he was coming from in Alabama, in Mobile, if I'm not mistaken. Nigga, nobody, who the hell is in Mobile, Alabama? You would have been the first nigga from there, dude, to get on. So you would have had a whole state to yourself, dude. You could have been the face of a whole state. You had the producer, you on a major label, they cutting the check at Interscope, you got the budget that you need. And this nigga dropped this fire-ass album and then completely fell off the earth. He had a couple mixtapes, though. But album-wise, it was a wrap.
Listen, I feel like that album, I love that Rich Boy album. It is a good album. I was being facetious as far as skipping over it. But if I had to pick the song, it's 1,000,000% Let's Get This Paper.
Come on.
And the I Love You. Very rare do you say Pastor Troy ripped it. Pastor Troy murdered that song on I Love You with him and Big Boy. That song was banging. Yeah. And for Rich Boy, what I would say is he was a really good rapper, like you said. And I think that what happens and what I was like saying with J. Cole, like he started going to LA, trying to focus on being an actor and putting his hat, rightfully so. You want to do that. You want to expand your business portfolio, but you can't get away from what got you there, dude. Like you have to be able to take it back, get back in the lab and drop a fire-ass album. I think that's what he missed once he started going to try to act, once he didn't get, when Tim and Polo wasn't cool anymore. It just seemed like that he couldn't drop fire-ass albums. Those 2 mixtapes was banging that he came out with.
Yeah, he had some mixtapes.
I remember those.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed like nothing else would hit. Like he just was out of rapper mode too long. And when that happens, you lose it.
I thought Rich Boy had one thing. He had a leg up on a lot of people. He had his voice. I thought his voice was very unique. I thought his voice was like an instrument, like dead air. Like he had the right amount of twang. And I was just like, I couldn't believe that this nigga, he had a hit and then had a fire ass remix to the hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand.
You thought Rich Boy was going to be the next T.I.
I did. I thought Rich Boy was going to be big, though. I'm like, I was so.
You thought Rich Boy was going to be T.I. And I remember that. I do remember that.
I fuck with it. Let's Get This Paper is probably one of the best songs this year that came out. But I also fuck with that song with John Legend too. I thought that shit was tough. I thought that shit was super tough. I'm sad. Now I'm sad again.
The name of the album is Rich Boy, dropped in 2007. Self-titled album.
That didn't help, man. Having it self-titled didn't help. He needed a fire-ass title to go with this.
That's true.
But that Bigger Than the Mayor mixtape was fire.
And it was another one called Kool-Aid and Kush or something like that.
Kool-Aid, Kush, and Convertibles.
That shit was banging.
So yeah, maybe he's a one album. We're gonna put the air quotes over the album, but he had a couple mixtapes that was nasty. Y'all let us know who we left out. Give us a one album wonder. I almost said Jermaine Dupri. Life in 1472. You like it?
He got too much sauce out there to even like. Yeah, to even have one album and like there's just I wouldn't expect 2 albums out of him.
I know he dropped the second one, it was just garbage.
I don't even remember that.
That's what I'm saying. It was trash.
I ain't like that 1472 though.
You said
I've never been a big Jermaine Dupri as a rapper fan.
Well, nobody's a Jermaine Dupri rapper fan.
I remember you loved this album. I wasn't really just this big on this album. It had some bangers on it though.
It was somebody else I was thinking about. What about Snoop?
That's nuts. Because that Blue Carpet Treatment is banging. He might have the longest in between good albums. Like if you go back and listen to some.
No.
What?
No Limit albums? You like none of them?
They weren't Doggy Style.
Well, yeah, nah, they weren't. They definitely weren't that.
Yeah,
and that
one
second
of them,
album, that Dogfather was terrible.
Yeah, Dogfather was trash because they tried to go back to the West Coast.
Slaw.
Yeah, that wasn't nothing. 8 Ball, that one solo album, he could have did more than that.
Well, you could say Andre 3000 if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
You could slick say that.
You could say Andre 3000, and that album is banging.
Yes, it was.
You fuck with that still? The Love Below.
Yeah, that's banging.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with that to this day.
Facts.
But y'all let us know, who do we forget? Who had one album that you fuck with? I'm sure somebody is gonna mention a Wu-Tang nigga. Somebody gonna be Capadonna. Okay, cool. I tell
you when I forgot though, he was a guest on the show at Murphy Lee. At first, Murphy Lee was banging. Well, actually, no, it wasn't banging.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It was okay. He had a couple good songs on there, but I never heard another Murphy Lee album either.
With all due respect to Murphy Lee, fan of the show, family on the show, I didn't fuck with that album. That was
That was my guy. Yeah, I fucked with Murphy Lee heavy.
And Ali. You fuck with Ali too.
Ali was all right. I was a St. Lunatics fan. I've been a part of the St. Lunatics movement since day one, man. Shout out my St. Lunatics people, man. I fuck with them heavy. Shout out my St. That Heavy Starch was banging.
Oh my
God. Shout out Ali,
next.
man.
No.
Shout out Ali. Let's get to these wins and losses, man.
Yeah, man, we got a W going to Kodak Black and Pooh Shiesty for squashing their beef and hitting the studio in Miami. They dropped the record too, man. Did you listen to it? It was just all right.
I didn't even listen to the record. I didn't realize that happened.
Yeah,
they were beefing. Ironic, they were beefing about the money spread and who did the money spread, the money fan thing first, which is nuts to me because these niggas are like under 30 and niggas been doing that money spread pictures since the 80s, nigga.
That's a fact.
I can show you Polaroids of niggas from the hood with the money fan in front of their face. Like, that's nuts that they got to arguing about that.
Yeah, they true. They were bored that day. Niggas had time that day.
All day.
Next up, we have a W to Lil Durk. Shout out to him, man. He signed his first Latino rapper coming from Chicago called Cali T.
Shout out Cali T. It don't sound like the traditional. It ain't Latino rap. It sound like a regular, like, black person.
Yeah, it do.
Like a little better word. But yeah, shout out to him, man. Lil Durk gonna eat out here, man.
Nah, I ain't mad at that.
Lil Durk setting himself up to be a power player next generation.
Now, that's a smart move, though. That's a smart play.
Facts.
We have an L of a listen, this is very rare when we give two L's to the same person. We have an L to Baltimore rapper Chad Focus, who we gave a previous L to for getting hemmed up using his job's credit cards to run up $4 million for his rap career. He ended up getting sentenced for said crime. 30 months is what he got. L to Chad Focus.
Was that worth it?
No.
30 months is 2.5 years.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
And you got to pay that money back.
And you didn't get on. You spent $4 million and didn't get on, dude.
This nigga had a billboard in Times Square, bro. And no one knows.
Hey, you got to give it up, bro.
Nigga had a billboard in the busiest fucking street in America and didn't hit off that. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Gotta have talent, folks.
We have a W. Billboard gave us the most obvious headline of the year. They named Drake the artist of the decade. We all already knew that, though. But
this couldn't have went any other way?
No. Fuck no. Come on, man. That's why I don't trip when people say, man, Lil Baby's taking over. Nigga, Drake ran a whole decade. That's how it goes. Now it's Baby's turn to run a decade.
But you do trip,
that don't mean he don't fall off. That just means it's somebody else's turn. That's all.
He's the hottest rapper in the game now. That's what that means. It's someone else is the hottest rapper in the game.
That's it.
His Lil Baby.
Yeah, do it for a 10-piece, though. Yeah, damn it. Lastly, we have a bonus W to Rhode Island rapper who went viral for plugging his music in his DoorDash deliveries, man. Shout out to Brendan Rush.
What's his rap name?
That's not his rap name, though?
I don't know. That's what I was looking for to see was that his rap name.
I think that's his rap name, man. Brendan Rush was doing his Five Guys deliveries, and he attaches a music card with his Spotify link to each delivery. Somebody posted that stuff online, and it got a gang of retweets and went viral. Even Spotify tweeted about it. So, man, shout out to him. I don't know what the music sound like, but that's what. Hey, when you hustling on the job, I can't do nothing but respect it.
Hey, that's fire. That's a good ass idea, man. I fuck with that. I fuck with that 100%. Shout out to him. I hope he makes it. I'm never listening to it, but that was a great idea, man. Would you listen if you're a DoorDash person? Gave you a thumb drive or something with that music. Are you listening to it?
Man, I'm slam dunking that motherfucker in the trash.
That's going right in the bag with the extra fries and the napkins, my nigga. I'm throwing that right away. I promise you. But shout out to him, though, for trying. 1 in 10 people probably listen to it.
And that's all you're trying to do, bro.
Yeah. That shout out to him, man. That's a good ass idea.
That's funny as hell. You got something to put me on?
Man, my put on for this week, man, we were talking in the group chat about a book, the No Country for Old Men, the movie. I have my Audible subscription, which I highly recommend for people that listen to a lot of podcasts. You can listen to a lot of dope books on there. $14.95 a month, you get a free book. I listened to No Country for Old Men, the book, and that shit is fire.
Really?
Especially after looking at the film Like we looked, well, I think it was Monday we were talking about it, and I
Yep.
looked at it, and I've been listening to the book ever since then, like a chapter or two a night. And it's dope how you can tell the differences in the book, but the similarities as well, and how they pace it. It's a dope experience for me because I like listening to a lot of shit. But if you like listening Audible, I recommended the No Country for Old Men book was fire. Is fire.
I respect that. Speaking of the group chat, shout out to M Extra, man. Threw out a show suggestion. I looked up the show. The trailer was dope, so I watched it and ran the whole first season over the weekend. The show is called Startup. It was on Crackle. It had 3 seasons. They're now playing on Netflix right now. I'm not gonna lie. That first season was tough. Not even gonna lie, dude. I was completely shocked. It's about like a Bitcoin coder, a Haitian gangbanger, and the son of a fucking money launderer. They all link up to try to start a company. It's actually really dope, and it's a sleeper little TV show. Real nice little easy watch.
Easy little watch. Seems like it's like Suits. It's like a nice dope little USA show. But I liked it. I liked it too. Shout out to the self-proclaimed minister of culture with the TV suggestions. I don't know if I told him about last week because he put me on a documentary. I'm not sure if you would have liked this, but that Who Killed Garrett Phillips. I don't know if I said this last week, but that's definitely a put on as well. It's a documentary on HBO. M Extra told me about that one. There's 2 episodes. It's about this black man in upstate New York that is convicted or charged with the murder of his young white kid because he was dating the mom. It's a wild story.
The fuck?
Yeah, he's the soccer coach upstate, and it's wild. And it's worth those. If you got 2 extra hours, it's worth watching and looking at.
I can respect that, man.
Who killed Garrett Phillips?
Yeah. Now, it sounds interesting as fuck. On Decker of the Week, man, we going to the Ville back home. Shout out to Jelly Roll. Sold out the local historic arena, man, the Ryman Auditorium. Sold it out in 1 hour. Triple salute to the 615 and Jelly Roll, man.
Shout out to Jelly Roll, man. That's a big deal in the city that we're from, Nashville. The Ryman, like you said, is a classic performance place for artists, country music for a long time. And to see somebody from hip hop doing it from the city, Jelly Roll has been doing this thing for a really long time. He had a dope interview the other day where he was talking about the history of Nashville music and some of the influence and sounds. Really dope to check out if you're into, different hotbeds of music. So shout out to Jelly Roll, man.
Absolutely. And
On Decker of the Week.
Shout out to my guy on Twitter, man. I'm Kane. He said he just finished the diplomatic immunity review on Patreon. He respected that we show love to one of his favorite records on there, Real Niggas on that Diplomats. Probably my top 3 favorite songs on that project, man. So shout out to my guy.
Arguing with my mother, winter, summer, fall, winter time. She like, put that outside camera on, it's dinner time. I got a line downstairs, my 10 to 9.
Fire Cam verse, man. Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Do us a favor, youtube.com/realville. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and patreon.com/realville. Check out the latest album reviews that we have up. What do we have? We did Rough Riders Volume 1. And damn, what was the other one?
Rough Riders Volume 1 we have done, and I can't think of the other one. Brand new movie reviews are also coming up, brand new fashion reviews, also brand new FSP reviews. Check out that Patreon page. We're pumping that big, man. Brand new stuff coming all the time. We appreciate you guys supporting. For real, we're out.
All of them.